We are live, right?
Yeah.
Second podcast. Why you turn up your mic, man? Turn up my mic.
I didn't turn up nobody's mic. I turned up the music.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, what up? It's the relationship game. We got Dontrell Detroit in the building.
Whoa.
Along with young Charlie Hustle, aka Dance Hustle. Charles Handy, if you really, want to hire me for a job or anything like that. But yeah, we in the building. We got a special guest in the building. Tyra's in the building. She pulled up on us.
That's
you know
me.
what I'm saying? Detroit, he's like the go-to guy to read all the bios.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So get ready. And do you got to pull it up? No?
I do.
You have it pulled up?
I do.
All right, so we gonna introduce our guests. We started off with this track from Matt Miller. R.I.P. the brother. He actually got a good track called Good News, and this is like the way I wanted to start off the year, the decade, with just some blessings from the brother that passed on. But he put out a posthumous album, and it has a title track, that single that they put out called The Good News. So I'm like, yo, we gotta play this at the top, give him some love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to his family, and So let's get into the intro right quick. And
where did you send it to me? Did you text it to me?
Via text, yeah. This guy got all the little. You said you had to pull it up, man.
Right, but I thought it was in my email.
Oh no.
Nah.
Take my phone.
But anyway.
Here, slide him to him. We on live. We on. Tell your call. So we gonna tell them to call in. Yeah, they can call in.
How you do that? Like
that like pin, yeah, how to pin it. Yeah,
I'm
we
get
like.
it. This is my first time going.
Everybody be like, "What you doing?"
I'm gonna get it together.
But anyway, it is good to be back in the building. I'm Dontrell Detroit. As the aforementioned about me, how was everybody's weekend before we even get into the bio? How's everybody's weekend?
I'm alive, so it's okay.
My weekend was dope. I wanted Lamar Jackson to do his thing, but your team, your Niners showed up, showed out. I was rooting for Lamar. I was rooting for all the black quarterbacks. We got one black quarterback. Shout out to my homie. You know what I'm saying? He gonna hold it down for us because we still gotta. We gotta get some. We want these black quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl. So that's the goal. I wanted the homie Lamar to come out and do his thing like he was a video game, but it just didn't work out that way. But I cleaned my garage, which was dope. You know what I'm saying? I did that today.
That's always monumental.
So, yeah, so I cleaned my garage. I felt really great about that today.
So we can let the young lady speak. Let me bring her in. Just a second. We are talking to Tyra Myricks, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Amen. Tyra Myricks, best known for her trend-setting designs in the fashion industry, is the daughter of the hip-hop legend Jam Master Jay of Run DMC. Shout out for that. The Los Angeles-based fashion designer is a powerhouse who taps into the gap. Is that what that says?
Tapped into the zeitgeist.
I definitely say gap between urban fashion and high fashion. Tyra has been blessed to style various athletes, recording artists, and major celebrities in her designs. Tyra started her clothing line in 2009, which took off quickly, landing her a position in 2010 as an assistant stylist to Kanye West. Woo woo. Again, shout out for that. Tyra is now the director of design and merchandising for Drake's OVO label, making her responsible for designing clothing for all 7 OVO stores in 3 countries, as well as the tour merchandise for Drake and other artists signed to the label. So,
self-made.
For everyone out there in the radio world, please introduce and give a warm up of applause for Tyra Myricks.
Yo, that's so dope.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you living your best life.
I'm trying. It's real crazy out here in these streets in this world. But
yeah. So it's been you've been doing it for a decade, pretty much, like over a decade. But this is like a new decade.
A new decade.
A new you.
And this has been like how have you made your, what was your break, or what was your journey like to get into the fashion side of things?
I feel like I had an advantage because I really started the fashion side of things before everybody threw something on a t-shirt and said they had a label.
Mhm.
Like, so when Instagram first came out, I was on it. Like, I thought it was a app just to edit your pictures. Like, and then I realized, like, nah, like, this is crazy. So I just took advantage of that, like, you know. And when I had Twitter before people were verified. And I used to just reach out to celebrities like, yo, let me send you this.
Hey, same here. I just didn't know how to work it. Nobody really care about it.
Yo, and I realized the power and the magnitude in it. And I'm like, yo, like I could
reach
anybody, and I could like reach the people I know, celebrities I had a relationship with, and just get this on them. And before people knew that you could get paid.
And this is your merch that you want on them.
Yeah.
And you knew that was by getting a celebrity to wear your stuff. What was that gonna like raise the profile of
I already knew how that game worked. Like, you're not anybody until, somebody that's valid says you're valid.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that, and I just like started working around that, and it just, as soon as, I didn't know social media was about to take off. I had no clue.
I don't think anybody.
But like, and it just so happened that like I had that advantage, just of dominating those areas and my marketing strategies before everybody else knew what an influencer was, or that was a job title, before people were like, nah, I need $100 to wear your stuff. So,
and you go ahead.
Go ahead.
You say you had an advantage, which that was you saw where things are going and trends are going, but also you being the daughter of such a hip hop legend, does that give you a different people get a listening to you as somebody that knows, or you have access to different celebrities and things of that nature?
I would say there's an advantage. Because people like they respect that. They respect the legacy that I came from. So they're like, oh yeah, for sure. Like, I'll definitely rock this. As opposed to like, somebody else, they might like, I don't know what you represent. I don't know what your story. And when you put a person's clothing line on, you essentially are repping that person's life and their, whatever they stand for. So, yeah.
That's interesting.
Dope. So, talk to us about your clothing line. Give the people who don't know you the name of your clothing line, and what type of clothing line is it?
All right, so my clothing line is Wealth. It started off as just like a street brand, and then I tried to like do like more high fashion when everybody started getting in the game of just like screen printing stuff on t-shirts and stuff like that. So I try to call it like a mix between like urban and high fashion. It started off as just menswear, but then just this past summer 2019, I dropped my first women's collection, Underline, which was pretty dope. It debuted in the Source magazine. So so now I'm just like trying to dominate like women's and men's fashion, and not just make it streetwear. Make it like a whole make it like a whole movement.
So I would imagine, since it was menswear first, does that mean it did it carry over? Like, was menswear your first choice because that's just what you saw growing up, or
no? I feel like I chose
easier
menswear.
to sell.
It was starting off. It was cheaper. Because females would, if they like the shirt or the clothes look good enough, they'll just buy it small. And you don't have that with men. Like, a man is not like, yo, those girls' sweats are dope. Like, they're not about to put it on. Right. So it was like more so like keeping it a little unisex, but like it was only men's cut. And I had a lot of females that are like, take a shirt, start cropping it, making it their own, just because like they like banged with the line and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty dope. So for me, first starting out, it was just more cost efficient to do men's clothes and just label it as unisex.
Now, is it completely conformed, or is it androgyny, attached to, like, is it like tomboyish, hip-hop-ish? Because you said it's moving toward high end.
Yeah.
So it's not completely dainty.
It was just like straight urban,
everyday wear.
Yeah, just straight urban everyday wear, like graphic tees,
gotcha.
Sweats, anything like that was trending and moving, colors and stuff like that. But now I'm onto more cut and sew and make, not just buying t-shirts in bulk and then putting something on it. Like, I want the fit of the t-shirt to be like, yo, I know what that is off rip. So
And what about like? So you working with like with Kanye Sunday service and stuff? Are those with the choir and all those? Are those some similar?
No.
those are
So
different?
when I was working with Kanye, that was back in like 2010, 2011. So
what was he wearing then? The polos?
Yeah, he wasn't.
He was easy.
Yeah, he's on a
easier
whole
to
other
style.
plane now. Yeah, that man is.
Like,
His mind is crazy, but no.
yeah, I love. But
I
do
went
love
to a Sunday service.
Yeah,
though.
the Sunday
Yeah.
service, the choir looks lit
Yeah,
too, though.
yeah.
You went?
I went to a Sunday service.
How
yeah.
was it?
I think it was cool. It was an amazing experience. Like it was better than I thought it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
There was actual preaching.
Okay.
I thought
Well,
it
not
was just
from
gonna be a
Kanye.
concert.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was-
not from Kanye, but I thought it was gonna be like I thought it was gonna be a concert. Like I went there expecting a concert, not like the word, you know. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, super dope. And then so with what I think is what is it OVO right now?
Yeah.
And with
Yeah.
that, like what's the direction of like OVO, or how does it? Is it like it's more like sleek, or is it upscale? That's like an upscale kind of thing.
OVO is like urban high fashion for real. For the most part, I would say we do focus a lot on collaborations, which is big. We just had a Murakami collaboration. The first collaboration I ever did working at OVO was with Clark's, the shoes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. So it's like no range to like we went from Murakami to like Clark's to like when the Raptors won the NBA championship to like a whole NBA.
Unfortunately.
So it's like there's no limit to the realm of who we collab with or what we make, and it's just like that's Drake's vision to keep it, you know, universal, and like his music reaches different masses. He has that same stigma with the clothing line. Like he wants it to reach masses. Like maybe this drop isn't for you, but I got something coming for you next week that might just be your style. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what we thrive off of.
I've seen Post Malone. He collaborated with these, what's these shoes? The shoes,
the Crocs.
The Crocs.
Oh man,
His joints is sold. These joints, his Crocs like kept selling out though,
That's
like crazy. Yeah, I'm
that's
like,
crazy.
yeah,
Smart move. They in every hospital now.
Yeah,
They in every hospital, so I'm with it.
that's a fact.
As a fashion designer, what are some of the challenges that you have been presenting with, or what are some of the challenges of starting up your own label from then and now, with it being such a flooded market? And then what are the challenges going from putting a picture on a shirt to cut and sew and subliminal things like that?
So I'm gonna answer the last question first.
Okay.
When you go into cut and sew, you literally have to make sure everything's right. Like, you know, down from the fabric weight to, you know, each sleeve. It's not like, you know, somebody, when you just buy stuff in bulk, somebody put the blueprint there for you. So now all your part is to print on it, or, you know, throw your spin on it. With cut and sew, you're literally creating a garment from scratch, which you might get some pants sometime where you thought it was cool, and then you put the sample on and it's like real tight in the calf area, and it's just like, okay, so how, you know what I'm saying? So how can I make these clothes, like, you know, as foolproof as possible? Like, you know, like have the fit that of the stuff that, you know, we buy in the store.
Right.
And, you know, I don't want anybody putting myself on and be like, yo, these joints, like, they fit weird. Like, I don't like the way it fits. So, and then keep it in mind, like, you know, it appealing to men and women. You don't want it to be too baggy. You know, because females still wear it. So I would say you lose a lot of money learning in the cut and sew game.
man.
You lose a lot of money because
time too.
the
right?
time, because, you know, you get a sample made and that takes 3 weeks, and then you get the sample, that sample's not right, and you're trying to reach a deadline. So it's stressful. It is stressful, and it's been times I like wanted to just be like, ugh, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
But I didn't give up.
That's
And then
smart, huh?
yeah. And what was the first question? I'm sorry.
Just challenges that's coming from now until from then to now, with the market being so flooded.
I had to like actually rebrand like my whole brand.
Because you were Flight before, correct?
Yeah. And I rebranded my whole brand because it was just like, all right, you know, this everybody's they on game now. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, now that everybody's on game, I don't think it's more so like, you know, everybody's selling a clothing line and I can't sell my clothes. And I think it's more so like, all right, this is what you were called to do. And if everyone's doing it, how are you going to make it better? How are you going to take it to the next level? And that's when I started with cut and sew and stuff like that, because I was like, yo, I was one step ahead of people when I started this brand. Now I have to be one step ahead of them now that they know what I'm doing now. And, you know, like, I just got to keep being one step ahead and figure out how to set myself apart aside. And it's been times where I lost it. Like, I seen brands come up underneath me and, like, surpass me. And it's just like, okay. Yeah, like, you know, it's not how it happened, but it's just like, all right, like, if that could happen, I know I could take my thing to the next level. It's not because I'm not even like, how'd that happen? Like, I'm never questioning. Like, you know, you start a clothes line today, tomorrow it takes off. I'm happy for you, but now I know it can happen. I know you could do $1 million in sales in a day. So if you could do it, I could do it. Why can't I do that? So let me switch up my whole game right now, because I'm off. I'm off the game. You know something I don't know. I gotta figure that out.
Yeah. That's why I be feeling like that with content. Because content is just the biggest thing out. And I be seeing, like, I'm going down wormholes of YouTube tutorials and what people are doing and hashtagging and ways that they're trying to, it's all these algorithms, right?
Yeah.
Like, I look at my old videos on YouTube and I got like 100K views, 50K views, right? And old videos, I might have put 3 tags in them. Right, but then sometime I was back in the day when I was like, you know, when Soulja Boy blew up, when you could kind of manipulate the algorithm a lot easier, where you could just put like sex or booty or something in the video, and then next thing you know, because everybody typing in booty, right? So next thing you know, you got 100,000 views, and then all them views, you know, now because it's like you get paid, and the algorithm is so hard to manipulate, you know, that's true. But there's still always ways that you can get around it, or you know, people are continually figuring out. Ooh, so look, hashtag you know, winter break. And next thing you know, you got
a bunch of random people like
and then so I don't know, it's just it's constantly evolving. I would say, like, one thing I did notice on everybody's channel is everybody is in the merch game of like, everyone is in the merch realm, should I say. Everybody obviously is in, like, there's levels to it, to the thing. But somebody that just wants to like get some shirts off, like, say for instance, me and my brother here, we do a live show. We want some shirts to just say, so for our audience and people who are fans of this podcast, for example, what would you give like advice to us to just not take a big loss, and also try to, you know, what will be some steps that practical steps that we could take to get into the right direction, you know?
I would say, honestly, start off with drop shipping. That way it's like so what drop shipping is basically is like,
I was about to ask that.
Yeah, okay, so I realized that when I said it. So drop shipping basically is like, you get somebody to do a design for you, you approve the final design, and as the orders are placed, a fulfillment center will actually, you know, fulfill your orders and send it out to your customers for like maybe 10 to 15% of what the order is.
And you make a deal. You just go to a company.
They have a lot of companies for it.
Yeah, they have a lot of So I would say that, so that you're not buying 50 shirts and you get 50 shirts made and you spend the money to get 50 shirts made, and now you're realizing, like,
I only got 50 people buying shirts.
Yeah, it's been 6 months and I got 48 shirts. So now it's, you know what I'm saying? It's more so a loss than an investment. Like, it was a great idea, but, you know, I may not sell it all. And that's how things are when you first start. Like, you're not going to sell it all. So if you're doing something, you know, as simple as that, I would definitely recommend to just, like, do drop shipping. It's so worth it.
Yeah,
and,
that sounds dope.
You'll have more of a profit, and then when you finally reach that pinnacle where you know your joint is just selling
and moving.
Yeah, just do that joint wholesale, get it done, and have the product ready to go.
Yeah, so like if you're at a show now, you already got like 50 shirts, 100 shirts, different sizes or whatever, just lined up. But if you're not moving like that, start off with the drop shit. Hey, that's a gym.
Yeah,
that's a gym
for sure.
I know. I have one.
You
oh
do?
Yeah.
I don't got no.
That's because
he's gotta be having all these. He's like Jamaican or something. I don't know.
It's a woman's clothing line. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Like, I may wear, like, this is mine.
Yeah.
But it's a male. But it's still a woman's clothing line.
Yeah.
But so
what is it? What's the clothing line?
It's called Fine Print.
Fine Print.
I'll bring the website for you later.
PH.
PH.
I knew it.
PH. PRY. But so for you, and because I know a lot of people in the world, would you say it's more important? Because he brought up content in what he was doing, and we know content matters. Mm-hmm. But in this world, for you, have you learned, is it better about content or PR for what you do?
I mean, everything, I feel like it's a mix of both, because your PR can't work without content. That's something I constantly battle with like my management and my PR team. Like, they're like, yo, you do not post. Like, stories go away, but like
you live so today though.
Yeah, like I'm live. Like, I don't even know why.
Can we shout out the number right quick? Somebody might want to tap in with you.
Oh yeah.
Again, this is the Good News Radio, and if you want to call in and talk to us or Tyra, you can call in at 323-900-0478. Again, that is 323-900-0478. We haven't even gotten to the topic yet.
We haven't. This is a great. I needed this conversation in 2020 because I'm about to start my little online store with my content. So I'm not forgetting the topic either, because I actually am learning something today. I'm serious. Because the thing is that I noticed basically pretty much any quote unquote influencer or top person in YouTube and Instagram that I noticed. And maybe it's gonna start in TikTok. I'm even TikTok's going up like crazy.
That's crazy.
But all of them got their stores. Like, you got a store pretty much, and the apps is really and Facebook really. Facebook content creators, big time. The bigger content creators are paired with like merch, to their fans, and so it's like. Like you were saying, I'll cut you off, but you were saying that content is an important part and you kind of battle with your PR about having content and also focused on the merch. So what was you saying about that?
So I've always been like to myself, like pretty much if I don't know you, like I'm pretty like, I don't know, like I'm socially awkward, so it's like...
You have one of those familiar faces, though.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
No, I'm just saying, like...
He's like, what are you trying to say?
When he showed me, I was like, man, she looked familiar.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? And I showed somebody else, I'm like, she looked familiar? And he was like, yeah. And if I even know you, I'm like, I've seen her somewhere.
Yeah, so people always, like, say that, and it's just like... It makes me so like uncomfortable. When I first started my brand, I used to tell people, tag the brand, don't tag me. Like, I'm not for all of that like weirdo stuff. Like, it'd be so many weirdos in the world.
It goes down in the DM.
Yeah, like, it's just weird. So I actually I just stopped posting. Like, it gives me anxiety to like have to figure out things to post and have to go out and take a good picture. Like, sometimes I like to just go out and enjoy myself and get super drunk to the point where I know my pictures aren't gonna come out right, so I don't need to take it, and I don't want that pressure. So it's just like, my PR and stuff tells me all the time, like, yo, you go to amazing things, you do amazing things, take pictures. And it's just like, I'm more so living in the moment, but I also feel like
you're a photographer.
Yeah, but I feel like we live in the we live in a society where if you don't post, it didn't happen, or you're not making moves, or
you're not lit.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so interesting, to see how people just, they don't think you're lit, and it's just like, you see people start to slowly fall back and cling to the people that are, posting and going out and doing stuff.
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
For me, I be seeing that thing and I be like, I see the ebbs and flows of that aspect too. And it's like weird. It's like a trip. How many, like, it's like if, say for instance, you had a pitch, say you had a event, obviously working, whatever, and you like, oh man, I don't want to say like, You say you did like, oh yeah, I did like 3 shows yesterday and whatever. I did like, you had a great couple of events, and Future and Drake and all the people that was lit is all there, but you didn't post anything. Yeah. But and then so like you say, if you say for instance all those 3 events you posted like pictures with all the celebrities, it would just, I don't know, it just changed.
It changed the game.
It's like, just like, oh my god, like. But you could have literally typed in the same thing on Twitter. Oh my God, I went to this thing, It was amazing, but that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like I don't know. Like I've so crazy. Like I've been on the new OVO jet.
Yeah.
And like I just like did a quick little like Drake got us on the jet is crazy, and people like take the picture like, and I'm just like I don't want people. People
you
come
should have put that in your bio.
I wrote the OVO jet. Nah, but like I hate, like, I feel like my whole life I had to figure out, like, who is your friend for your friend and who's your friend for who you are and what they think they could do for you. Them. And I just don't want to decipher it anymore. Like, those people who just, they find your Instagram, they act like they don't know you, like, oh, yeah, what you do? And they know your whole spiel. It's like, oh, I'm thinking you're a genuine friend and you are a fraud. And this is crazy.
You already know me. Shout out to the Secret Doors sex shop, by the way, online store. Or I think she has an actual tangible store as well in Long Beach.
Okay.
She said people are followers and they follow trends and they repeat what they see, which is good and bad. So shout out to the Secret Doors, which is definitely the case. But today, tell us what we're talking about.
So I was on World Star as usual, and sometimes you find some things that could be helpful, or words of wisdom or advice. And so I think it was just this particular woman's perspective on a relation, or how to keep a good relationship. And this is the Relationship Game podcast, so we always do try to bring in some type of relationship topic. So today we kind of are going to dive into just the dynamics between men and women, and we'll go down this wormhole and see what we think about it. Run the clip.
I think I'm supposed to play a video now.
Yeah, run the clip, man.
All right. So
turn the music, the background music off. Shout out to what's his name from This Is 50, big dude.
Yeah,
the big dude with the one eye.
Yeah. So this over.
Yeah. All right, we ain't got a post thing, but part of it was.
I tell you top 3, then you got to tune in for the rest. You know what I mean? Women don't know how to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? When I say shut the fuck up, I really mean it verbatim, exactly how I'm saying it. Shut the fuck up. Like and I'm saying we, because me personally, I like to date a certain type of caliber of man. You know what I'm saying? And when you dating that type of caliber of man, he don't want to hear all of that. Especially when he paying the bills and he taking care of you and he keeping you up to how you want. And what I'm saying, and I'm not talking. Let me finish. And I'm not talking about because you're an invalid because you can't pay your own bills. Because I come maintenance already. He didn't get me like this. He didn't put me in position. I was already bossed up. You know what I'm saying? What I'm talking about, he's doing his duties as a man. Meaning, I don't got to ask him to do the things that he's supposed to do. I don't got to tell him I need. He's already doing it. Just being a man. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking a trick. I'm not talking about no goofy shit. I'm talking about a nigga saying, I like you. I'm pursuing you. And because I got it, I want to make sure you good too. Because what kind of man would I be to be around you to see you struggle? Mm-hmm. Not that you're struggling, but I can help you get it easier. Mm-hmm. That's the type of men I'm used to. And that's the type of men I attract. So when you dating that type of man, you gotta know when to be quiet. Sometimes you gotta pick and choose your battles. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes I wanna be that independent. I know. No, I talk to a broke nigga like that. You don't talk to a nigga that can change your life tomorrow like that. Shut the fuck up.
That is true. I agree with that.
Because if you knew everything, you wouldn't be in my face.
So what's the second thing?
Second thing is, be open. Be open to change.
Explain.
Just be open. I never had calamari before. Don't say, I don't like that. I don't eat that. Try it. Try it one and once. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just talking about the calamari.
Right, yeah. She goes down different abs. Okay. Yeah, but I don't know. And then so it's this quote. Yeah.
Hold on. Give me a second because I got to let the people know who couldn't hear because they didn't go to the goodnewsradiostation.com to listen and hear everything that we hearing. Sound effects, music, and all. So essentially, for everybody out there, she said women need to know when to shut the fuck up. And she said it verbatim, like just like that. She's not hold no punches. Women need to know when to shut the fuck up.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
I'm not
And
finished.
as she shuts up the girl next to her who's trying to talk, as an example, and she essentially said she attracts a certain type of nigga. And she said attracting a certain type of nigga, it comes with having to choose and pick your battles of when to know to shut the fuck up. She said, because that nigga is paying your bills and he's being the ideal man that you need him to be. Learn to shut the fuck up. There's a meme that says mute is cute, and the man is honey when he's providing money, essentially. And essentially that's what she's talking about. So she's saying she know the type of nigga she attract is an aggressive, go-getting ass nigga.
You gotta read it right. This too much of a bar.
No.
I'm saying the quote.
No. I'm gonna let you give it to her
Okay.
afterwards. Yeah. But she said she could talk back to a broke nigga if she want to, but she's not gonna do that to a nigga that can change her life right away. So she said, know when to shut the fuck up. Go ahead, give him the quote.
The quote, which I thought was a bar, because I'm married. It plays into the realities of, it's like this says $1 million truth. Wife is cute when she's mute, and husband is honey when he gives money. And I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious because, the reality is there's some truth to it. You know what I'm saying? Not to say like that's everybody's situation or whatever, but the funny factor is the truth that comes in is like, yeah, when you're with somebody, especially in a long-term situation, when you're buying them bags and doing different things because you got it like that at that time, and the things that she likes or wants to or whatever, and you can just you in a good position, so you just like, oh, it's nothing, take it, go spend the day and just you and your girls do what you gotta do.
Right.
Oh yeah, thanks honey, like, oh my god, sweetheart, you know what I'm saying? Those things happen that way, and that's a good feeling for anybody. And then sometimes the reality is with dudes, like the most simplest things, you really just want your little like me time. And your me time could be literally just sitting, watching TV, watching football, playing 2K, whatever it is. And if she's just able to give you that and find a book to read, or I don't know, just do anything just that outside of like, hey,
you married, be careful.
You know what I mean? I'm obviously like that's what I'm saying. I'm saying there's just a.
I know. I'm just saying, be careful.
Yeah. There's just there's like, hey, I'm doing this, and if you just give me this, and today when I cleaned the garage, for example, my wife just gave me the whole day just to do me. Mm-hmm. Made me lunch, brought out tacos while I'm out there cleaning. That was a good day. Yeah. Like, I was really just like, let me get my stuff together. And that's what I'm saying. Now, if she saw me doing that and was like, you know what, I want you to do this instead, and then it becomes this friction thing, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, dang, I really was hoping to accomplish this thing today. And you know what I mean? So that's the best way I can put it without, you know what I'm saying, trying to give us a kind of a, so what y'all got to say about it, you know what I'm saying? I done went off in my tangent.
Tyra?
I feel like there's some truth to it, because essentially I feel like money it's the root of a lot of people's problems. And honestly,
especially in a relationship,
especially in a relationship, it's the root of a lot of people's problems. So you don't want to. I would say, like, if somebody's alleviating those problems, like, it can alleviate stress. It can alleviate a lot of things. If someone's alleviating those problems, and you genuinely love that person, even when you just genuinely love somebody, you want to make their life easier. You know what I'm saying? You know when to be quiet and how to move. Like, even if, the person you're with is having a bad day, that, like, all right, let me give him space. Like, he's not there. And, some people, they just don't know when to be quiet. And, like, it's not about you today. Like, I'm not in this mood because of you. Like, don't come to me making my life harder. That's already hard right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And some females are just like, well, what's your problem?
Why you tripping?
Instead of what's your problem? Learn the person that you're with. Learn that, you know, today's not the best day. So what can I do to make
Give
your
me
day
time.
better?
Give me some time. Yeah.
And I feel like that's the energy you give essentially a broke nigga, because he's not making your life easier in any aspect. Like, just as she said, he's not making your life easier in any aspect. So why would I make your life easier? Why would I I'm giving you the same energy you give me. I'm big on reciprocation.
Right.
So if you're not making my life easier, why would I make your life easier?
And I think that should be period as people.
Damn.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just saying the broke guy is getting a lot of shit on in this, you know, in this situation.
No,
I mean, clearly he's doing something right. If he's around,
Talking probably ain't it.
well, I'm just saying, right? He's doing something.
He's doing something right, but it's a lot of people who can do something right and still help you out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, and there's different levels of broke. Like, you know, it's like a broke guy who, like, it's just, you know, he's forever gonna be broke.
Yeah.
And then you got the guy who's broke because all his bills are paid and his credit score is 800, and you know he might have $200 left over to do stuff with you the rest of the month. But is he really broke if his bills is paid?
Yeah.
Then you got the guy who's like, he's broke because he putting his money into other things that's gonna make us come up later.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I'm broke right now, but you know, I just put my money into this business venture. You know, I just opened up this coffee shop or something.
Like Lawrence,
took all my money.
remember Lawrence and Insecure?
Yeah, Lawrence and Insecure. Great example of that.
He was broke.
He was broke and then he glowed up on her. And now she's sitting here like, wait,
She
you know,
look great. Them headphones is kicking your ass.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, Lawrence definitely. I was Team Lawrence. He kind of started doing some weird stuff a little bit, but I was Team Lawrence like season
when is that
1.
coming back out?
I don't know. You know,
They
that's
left us with the ultimate clip.
She making movies now.
Yeah, she got movies.
Money.
She got a record label.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You see, her. Shout out to my cousin Morgan. She working with her.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, she's in the music side of things as well as like all her other ventures. So this is the new day and age, which I'm like super super interesting for everybody. That's like they multi hyphenated and everybody's like in the different aspects of the entertainment side, not just like one aspect. And I think it's super dope. Like even for you, would there be another side of the entertainment side that you would want to be on as far as other than fashion?
Okay, so I feel like in anything that we do, we got to figure out how to take it to the next level. For me, I wouldn't say it is entertainment. I've always had this, like, if I went back to school, because I dropped out of college, my business was taking off. I'm like, if I'm making my tuition in 2 months, like, why am I here? Let me just go ahead and slide on up out of here. Like, you know, opportunities are not always going to be there. College is going to be there forever. So, I always said if I went back to school, I would probably study aeronautical science and fly planes. Like, I want to be a pilot. And then I was like, damn, like, but can I go from like this like crazy life to like just
that's
being a
even
pilot?
better. You can be your own pilot.
But then I was like,
for your own plane.
I wanna fly with like celebrity private jets.
Yeah.
Especially like what would just happen with Juice, what just happened with Wayne. It's like I want to be that person in the industry that they like, nah, that's the pilot that you. They ain't no snitching, ain't no you do whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just totally cater
Juice,
to.
yeah, you're right. That was a good example because that was definitely. But you know, Lil Duval actually flies his own plane.
Oh,
and he's mentioning that, saying that a lot of black people should get into, or young black people, especially people with money. It's like it's kind of makes a lot of sense actually, especially the type of money that a lot of celebrities have. I mean, it's like having your own car. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, all right. Now, drive. It's technically, you know, especially being in 2020, you know, where the Jets. Remember the Jetsons? We were supposed to be. We were supposed to have flying cars.
Yeah, we way behind.
But essentially, it's deeper than a car. But at the same time, it's like if you had a car that could get you to New York. From LA to New York, you like, yo, my car is actually just at Burbank. I'm gonna go up to I'm gonna go spend a day in New
Yeah.
York and I'm gonna just come back.
Yeah.
You would do that, you know.
Yeah.
You be like, matter of fact, I got
me
enough
6 hours,
I got
yeah.
enough seats for me and the homies.
Yeah.
And then now we can actually go to Florida. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You would most likely do that, especially because they got money.
Yeah.
They can pick up bags in different areas,
Yeah.
and a lot of times they bags be held up because they just can't keep maneuvering.
Yeah.
And RP Juice World, you know, he messed around and didn't want to take the case, obviously, and that was just an unfortunate situation where he popped a bunch of pills, I guess.
So the pilot alerted authorities that they had guns and pills on board. So when they landed, the Homeland Security and the FBI searched his plane.
Oh, that's what happened.
And instead of him taking a charge, he swallowed a bunch of pills and overdosed. And then the same thing happened with Lil Wayne. Like 2 weeks later, he was on a private jet. The pilot tipped off the police down below. When Wayne landed in Florida, his jet got searched. They found heroin, a gun.
Whoa!
And the FBI, the feds, they chose not to charge him, but the state could still charge him, and Wayne has a gun charge. So he's found with another gun.
He could be,
it's over for him.
Even though I still
in the state
never
of Florida,
understood.
they said it was like max. You automatically had to do 3 years if you found with a gun and you already had a gun charge. So
I'm like, I still never understood how they just automatically say it's his. Just because it's like.
Well, he told them it was his. He said it was a gift from that he got for Father's Day. It was a gold gun. And he said it's a gift he got for Father's Day.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, and nobody on the plane gonna say that's theirs.
Nobody gonna take that charge.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you here for?
For the right person and the right price, somebody might take that charge.
Yeah.
You on a plane with Jay-Z, he like, yo, 30 million, take this charge.
I'll sit down for a little bit.
Yeah, you might need the time anyway. You might need the vacation. 30 million, Jay-Z, it's a gun. I might need to sit down. This is God telling me. Go to jail, get your mind right.
Relax. Take a chill pill.
Yeah, jail ain't for everybody. For some people.
Yeah.
So, trying to get them to do that, they was like, nah, it ain't a price out there.
Yeah. No, that's
R.
true.
Kelly brother.
Oh my God!
Did you see that? Did you see?
I didn't.
Did you see the second one?
I didn't see the second one.
The second one was on, and his brother was like, I don't know. He took the because I guess R. Kelly they had a talk or whatever, and he was just saying like, he told him to get into the pool so that he wouldn't know that he was wearing a wire, and he said that I need you to say that it's you in the tape or whatever, and his brother's like, there's no price that you could pay me to say that was me or whatever, and my freedom or whatever.
Crazy.
Anyways, this dude, he needs to this thing is unraveling in front of our eyes like crazy.
It's crazy.
Like the two girls got
fighting.
they fighting in the damn Trump hotel, and I'm like, how are they still at the Trump, like out of all places? This whole sex scandal situation, and it's
they had the
same
they had
way
a
it was
lease.
with him.
Yeah, they had a lease, and they couldn't just say, "Well, you have a sex scandal going on." That violates the lease. Like, no, he still lives there. So
yeah, but it's just like the irony. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
the super irony of just like out of all places, they're in the Trump, and then on top of that, I'm like, I don't know. It just seemed like didn't he have a house to go to? Like, why are they at the Trump? Whatever. It just was a. Anywho, deep situation, super left turn.
Nah, the Trump is just like the Ritz-Carlton and like other hotels. Like they have residential quarters up above the hotel, so they actually lived at the Trump. Yeah.
Which it was like the W, right?
Yeah. You actually live there. Yeah. So.
But it just seemed like, I don't know, just like we have our prez and a lot of crazy stuff going on, and it's just one more thing to just say like his name. Obviously, his name is just everywhere. Yeah. But I will say this: in Vegas, the Trump Hotel is actually super nice. Like I went to it before he was president, and out of the few hotels that you can go to in Vegas that doesn't allow smoking, they don't allow smoking in there. So when you go inside, it's just like a nice ass smell. But it's not an endorsement to it. But it's just to say like I wish more hotels.
Where are we going with it? Because
I wish
them.
I wish more hotels would do that in Vegas. Like it was that's all I'm really saying. Like the Venetian I think is one where you don't allow smoking. The smoke smell is hard to get out. I know you're looking at me like I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? Cigarette smoke.
I don't have them kind of problems. I can't smell that well, and I just actually not smoking anyway, which is usually on the clear other side of the hotel.
You said who? You don't do non-smoking?
Non-smoking. Yeah, but when you do come through that casino, it's kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like, you be like, oh my God, I'm about to choke over what the hell is going on. And then you try to finally get up to your room right quick.
Yeah, I can't do the smoke smell. It's disgusted.
Whatever.
Kill that. What's next for you, Tyra?
Me? Ooh. So I just opened up a gym downtown LA.
Oh, good.
It's called Metcon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you guys come through. Yeah. But I just opened up a gym downtown LA. And I want to take my clothing line to the next level. Like, I'm not going to hold you. One day I just got, like, super high. And I was like, yo, Virgil is a dude who don't do his own... Like, he cannot do Photoshop. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it was just more so of who he knew. And that's how he got to the top. I'm not knocking him. But right now, Virgil has, like... His brand was, like... in 2018, it was, like, the most Googled clothing line. Before Louis Vuitton and everything. That's before Louis Vuitton made him the director. Like one of their top designers. And it was just like, yo, this is just about all who you know. Because you look at Virgil's team, he has 80 people doing designs, and he's just approving them. Mm-hmm. Just like Drake. Drake got OVO. It's Drake's clothing line, but I'm sitting there doing the designs, you know? Mm-hmm. So I just really want to create things, like not even just clothing, just like as a creative person, furniture, anything that I think needs to be created and I can do it dope.
Like Supreme kind of?
Yeah, just like do it, and like I want to ultimately end up at like a major fashion house. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like it's a lot of fashion brands that black people like, they use as a status symbol. Like, oh, I got Gucci. Oh, I got Louis.
Prada.
And these are brands that, like, growing up, my mother used to tell me, like, yo, you got all this stuff, but they do not care about us. Like, right. And that's why I started my clothing line. My mother was like, yo, you, like, I got in trouble for my credit card bills. And my mom was like, yo, you're tripping. Like, you're in high school. And you, like, racking up credit card bills. Like, you doing this with people who don't care about us. Like, somebody will pay you to wear your name. Like, put your name on the T-shirt. And I really was just like, I heard it, but I didn't really hear it. And I was like, you know what? Let me get out of try, though. So I started sketching out stuff back in junior high and high school. And then, I just didn't know how to make it, tangible. Mm-hmm. And once I found out how to make it tangible, it was like, yo, people really wearing my brand. Like, and I'm like, I want to work for a major fashion house that, they don't include our culture, because our culture is so inclusive of them. And I just want to bring diversity to it and be like, that black person that's top designer of Gucci.
Well, they lose if that's the case.
Gucci?
No, I'm just saying once they bring us in, they bring you in the top, because we're the biggest consumer, so they get to supporting you on the sole part that you black, and then it's good.
That's what Louis did with Virgil, and it's amazing. But I wanna not only just do it for the clout.
Gucci's doing that with Dapper Dan.
But they did that with Dapper Dan because they stole Dapper Dan's design. And when they got backlash for it on the internet, it was like, okay, what do we like? We gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's cool and that's cute.
Don't come like if they stole your, like, it's like, well, I guess because they always was shutting him down for all the years that he was kind of already.
Because he was creating stuff from like Gucci that wasn't Gucci, and like recreating it and cutting it out. So it was kind of like a unspoken beef, and that's what happens when you don't have people of inclusion there. Like you don't have black people there, because a black person on the team would have been like, we can't use that. Dapper Dan did that, but the white people, they not thinking about urban
like, that's
fashion
ours.
that goes way back.
I think they saw it and they was like, nah, this is ours.
I don't think they knew. They didn't have that knowledge, or that wouldn't have happened. That's a mistake.
They don't have. You have to have somebody of color to make you understand.
But why wouldn't you just say, if somebody made something that's mine, I would just say, nah, like, that wasn't. He did that without my permission.
The thing is, when they sat there and they designed that collection, right? It was a room full of white people who have no history of urban fashion. So when they saw that, they said, this jacket is fly. This jacket is it. And probably the person who designed it knew exactly where they pulled the inspiration from. And once it gets to the team of people that have to approve or deny the design, they don't know where that person got the inspiration from. So now, you know, it hits the runway and Black America goes nuts. Like, how dare you just rip off this man? Don't pay homage to him, anything like that. And now they're in a frenzy. But if it was a person of color,
it's in our everyday world.
Yeah, we know this.
It's
we know
strange
black fashion
to them. You know what I'm saying? So a black person and be like, you thought you tried it, but no.
Yeah, like we know exactly where this iconic look is from.
Got it from.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're saving us a lot of money on things we don't want to do. I went to a master's master's situation where it was it's like a forum and everybody's pitching ideas or whatever. This white girl does it on fashion. And we're talking about it's like culture and fashion. She's talking about the H&M situation.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, black girls straighten their hair and we love them. You know what I'm saying? And because remember, there was the girl who had the cornrows.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just don't get it. Like, if we're fighting for equality, you know what I'm saying? Why can't we do both?
Yeah.
And I'm like, because you can't.
Yeah.
Because we don't have both. The history isn't the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's too much going on. Like, that would be like saying, okay, that would be us acknowledging, you know what, now everything is level on the playing field.
Yeah.
And until we get a lot more of this on the back end and a lot of other areas to be like, all right, cool, to write that off, we got to take everything that's ours and we can't lease it out to come back because of what's coming, what could come after us, which is millions or billions, and what happened before us, which was stolen millions along with pain. But to her point, there was nobody in the room to be like, nah, that's not cool. They came up with the idea like, cool, cornrows, they'll love it.
Yeah. Boxer braids.
They'll love it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. But it's funny what you said, because you know how when you're on Google, whatever you like searching or whatever you bring up, they have an ad for it.
Yeah.
So whatever you look at the most, they have an ad for it. And because of my store being online and I was just getting back into it, and I was on it, it was I don't know if it was e-commerce, but this guy, he was like, you know, I'm gonna show you how to make your money doing whatever it is you love to do, you know what I'm saying, and get the paid the most for it. He was like, because it's not about what you do, it's just about who you're doing it for. He was like, you could sit in the office and, you know, be in your cubicle all day, or I can teach you how to do something that you really barely know how to do, but just do it for the right person. He's like, because anybody at the top don't have time to do what this takes time to do at the bottom. So it doesn't have to be the best. You just got to know who to do it for and have their ear. And I was just like, you're preaching to the choir. You are. You know what I'm saying? Because if you my designer, it's different, or I'm your designer, it's different. You know what I'm saying? I might be able to get paid $10, $12 an hour, but if it's Gucci or Prada or whatever, oh, okay, well, here you go. You know,
put you on salary. You know, it's $2 million for the year. You know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Here's an apartment you ain't got to pay for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the while, me and you could be the greatest at what we're doing, but no traction because Genesis. But thought that was pretty dope. And this gym downtown LA, where is it?
It's on Pico and Main. Right in the fashion. It's like right in the fashion district. Right on Main where all the wholesale stores are.
Right.
We have.
Oh yes, right.
Yeah. So we have 3 units. One is like a personal training room. The next one we have Versa climbers, which LeBron does Versa climbers an hour a day, and it's just like you're back and forth, up and down, like a lot of NBA players use it. And like a lot of other machines, deadlifts, weights, all of that stuff. And then we're now building out the boxing room on the 3rd one. And boxing is pretty, it's something I've been doing since I was a youngin'. So I love to box. Like, I will not get in the gym, but I could box all day long. Like, I hate working out. And yeah, so the other night we were painting a mural of my pops on the side of the wall over there. And yeah, I just wanna like create an environment where, cause for me, like the actual gym where everybody's at, it gives me social anxiety. Cause I feel like somebody out the corner of their eye, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Somebody's looking like, She don't know what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
it's like, I created a space like, to like come to class, get a great intense workout, like, and we actually have a trainer, and I think this dude, he's actually a dude who's doing my mural of my dad. I think he's amazing. He incorporates like life things in his class. Okay. So like the one thing I took from him when I took his class is, you mess up. Right. And when we mess up, what's the first thing we be like? Oh, I'm sorry. Like, it's like he'll be like jab, and I'll like hit a hook, and he'll be like, I said jab, and I'll be like, dang, I'm sorry. And every time you say I'm sorry, he make you do like 10 push-ups or 10 burpees or something, and then he'll make the whole class do it if you do it again. Yeah. So it's like keeping each other accountable, because he says like, you're not sorry, you're amazing. And it was just like, we're not sorry. Like, what are we sorry for? We're amazing. We're amazing beings. And like we take his class, and he's like, he'll tell it like the guys, he'd be like, guys 3 push-ups, ladies 10 push-ups. And it's like, you would assume that the guys would get more push-ups. Yeah. He's like, ladies, you're stronger, you push out babies, you guys are way stronger, you got this. And it's just like, dag, like it gives you a different insight of life. Like, so that's one thing I want to create, environments where like, it's positivity, and you're changing the way what you eat, and what you think, what you eat, all of that stuff. It controls your energy, how positive you are, and how happy you are. So I have the gym. I started another. It's in process of being a nonprofit. The only reason it isn't because you have to operate for 3 years in order to be a nonprofit, like legally. Oh, okay. But it's called Entrepreneur Tour, and the is HER. So it focuses around female entrepreneurs, and giving them the tools to recharge, heal, let them know like it's okay to cry. Like, it's not always going to be easy, and you don't always have to go through this alone. Like,
men probably need that more. They don't cry.
But I feel like just giving them the tools to recharge, and it's something that I know it wasn't always an easy road for me, and there weren't always like, for the longest time, like people still do it. They write my brand's Instagram, and they be like, yeah, bro, oh my bad, homie, and I'm just like laughing, like, all right, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like, when I first started coming up, there wasn't a lot of female entrepreneurs. Right. It was like I was in a male-dominated industry, and I didn't have friends or females that I can talk to and be like, yo, you ever went through this, or customers ever do this, or you know what I'm saying? So it's essential to like, for me to like, keep the strength of female entrepreneurs, and like, let's raise more. Like, let's go to the YMCAs and tell these females like, yo, you don't have to work for anybody, and you don't have to be with a guy with money. The slogan I came up with was that we're using on everything is, be the boss that society expects you to marry. And I got that from the saying that people always say, like, be the boss your mother told you to marry. And it was like, my mother never told me to marry a boss. Like, my mother was always like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's a parade going on in New York. You should go get like some water. Like, and she'd be like, we rich, you not rich. So in high school, I was selling candy. Like, I was selling candy to all my classmates. And then I started, like, selling sandwiches. And people be like, yo, today I want turkey. They gave me good time. I want turkey sandwich. I used to come to school with notebooks and just, like, a book bag full of, like, turkey sandwiches. I got Gatorade. Everybody in my school was buying them. Like,
gummy bears, all
of that stuff. And I was, like, I was making money from young. Like, I always been in like the crazy.
Guy.
You know what I'm saying?
I was a guy buying the candy.
No, I never was a consumer.
Yeah.
And I feel like so often we're stuck in this we're stuck in this age of like, I got a day to do with money. I gotta like, he got money, I gotta talk to him. Like, oh.
Well, I'm so glad you said that. 'Cause, we'll be in and out soon. Last week, I think it was last week, it came up in what I was talking about, because there was a book called Be the Person You Want to Date.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in reading that book, I think that's the primary issue that most men have. Not necessarily with women wanting to work. It's just that the way we're treated for something that you want us to give you, a lot of times you can't get on your own. Yeah. Whether it's me providing you security, money, or whatever the case may be. Like she said, I come maintenance. So she got her.
Yeah.
But a lot of women that want a lot of things in excess don't have it.
Yeah.
What's the receiver for Minnesota 14? Diggs. I can't think of his first name. But
Stephon.
Stephon Diggs, he just dropped, which used to be Brandon Jennings' baby mama and somebody else who dated her, because he just woke up like she wanted a bag and she had a fit over it, and he was like, you know what, like, I'm cool. You know what, I'm season coming up. I don't even want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And people was tripping, but the comment that was most laid was like, she's 41 and she's been in the industry and an actress, whatever, and she's dated plenty of famous people. She should be able to buy her own at this point. And funny you say that, because down the line in that, the only woman that actually commented was an older lady. She said, this is evidence of a woman who has no business relying on a man and doing dumb things. She said the only advice I would give this lady is go get some business. And she was talking about working this. She like, women that have business, own business, work in the business that's theirs, they don't have time for this stupid business.
I think that's very true. I think it's probably deeper when you. It could be, I could be wrong, but it just seemed like if she's asking for something like that, and she just wants to feel validated, you know what I'm saying, in whatever their situation and arrangement is, and she kind of seeing like, you know what I mean, like you acting, you kind of, I'm not the side chick, she probably getting the side chick.
No, that was his girlfriend.
That's what I'm saying. So she wants to feel like I'm that chick, you know what I'm saying.
That's just not the way to go about it, though. You know what
I'm not
like,
saying it is,
it's not. I'm not gonna say.
And again, if that's your if you need that for validation, nothing wrong with it, right? You need the Louis Vuitton, you need the red bottom, you need that bag for validation. Go buy it. You're validated.
Yeah. That's
period.
What I'm saying. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so if he's thinking that, well, if she needs that to be validated, and I'm her boyfriend, and she knows I can afford it, so it's not a matter of whether I can't or cannot give it to her, but she doesn't get it, and now she feels unvalidated based on everything.
Well, yeah, if you was coming at me with that type of energy, I might just do it just off of principle. Like, what are you? But
it does. It even with your wife right now, if she wanted you to buy her something,
yeah,
and
but
you just,
that's his girlfriend though.
Right.
If wifey need it, and I can do it.
But we're talking about
yeah.
people. Period.
Yeah.
Like we should just have ourself. Like the only thing that should validate our love is our love, not something tangible.
Physical,
not something tangible that's coming off the rack that she said that people don't give to.
It's gonna, it's gonna go out of season.
It might also be the fact that like he probably gave her love, security. I'm opening your doors, and it's just like I do everything for you. I give you emotional support. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a gentleman. I have you, and I'm still courting you.
Right.
And you're throwing a fit over a bag. Then you're not somebody that needs to be in my life.
Right.
Because you're essentially. It goes back to the stress thing. I'm about to start the season. You cannot be a distraction in my life.
Yeah.
Right. And he had a good year this year too.
No, he didn't. But and to circle back on our point, to end on this, there's a lot of dudes, for example, that's in that range. Probably a lot of brothers that lost this weekend, right? That's in a funk because they lost the playoff game or whatever, right? And you know, something amazing that they girl could do because they in a whatever funk is do the things that they know, give them space, or give them the things that they know that would make them happy when they're in a funk, and allow them to be in that funk. And
you going back to being mute? You talking about being mute?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying if you well, that's one way to do it, but you know, you could be mute, or you could just do things that make it. And what I'm saying, if, for example, there's a lot of brothers, like I said, that just lost a big playoff game. They're gonna feel a certain way. If you in their face as they girlfriend or wife or whatever about, hey, you ain't take out the trash and all that stuff, they're not gonna be feeling that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, don't you see I'm trying to just clear my mind right now? I was hoping that we was gonna go to the Super Bowl, and I just seen that dream gone. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man, but hey, let me say salutations, happy new year 2020, happy new decade. Happy to be back in the Good News building with my brother Dontrell Detroit. We got, you know what I'm saying, we had an amazing show for the first show, you know what I'm saying. What's your closing remarks? What you want to tell the people?
Just thanks for having me. Yep, you know, like I like the vibes here. Super dope. Thanks for listening. And you know, you could check me out on Instagram, Selfmade Tyra. check out the brand, check out the things I got going on, and stay connected and let's connect.
Yeah, Tyra, I seen your pops perform twice.
Yeah,
that
you
was
did?
lit. Yeah, that was lit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, super crazy. Once I gotta say this because I was hold on, but so I snuck in to the dunk contest at the All-Star game when it was in Oakland.
Yeah.
So he performed. It was Run DMC performed. So I had like a volunteer lanyard, and so it was just like a movie scene, like straight out of a movie scene. When me and my boys, it was like 3 of us. It was all volunteers. And we just went around every door until the last door. The last security was like, yo, we got to go in. Ooh. Then the second we get in, it's like, because we was like 16 at the time. They see us, and the security, they grab that, like the guy, it's like a freaking stage producer. He's like, okay, perfect, they're here. And then he takes us into a line. It's like straight up movie status. He takes us into a line of like kids that are gonna go on the court to dance or like dance and be on stage as Run DMC is playing the halftime show for the All-Star game. And after that, I got to see Vince Carter do his famous dunk.
This is 2000.
Yeah, this is 2000. Yeah, 2000 when the All-Star game was in Oakland. So yeah, that's
fire.
I seen him at the Greek there.
That's fire.
Yeah, that was lit though.
Yeah, that's fire.
But all right, y'all. It's been real.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.